is, as you all know, I think, or become quite aware, this is a wonderful cultural exchange between our friends down in San Juan, the San Juan Art Gallery, our friends at Salt Spring Arts, and our team here at Art Spring. And it's been a really fascinating collaboration, I guess is one way to really put it. I first want to thank some very important sponsors and supporters that helped make all of this happen for us here at Art Spring. I want to thank Island Savings Wealth Management, who is our presenting partner for all of our shows and all of our events here at Art Spring over this whole year. So please join me in thanking Island. We want to thank the Government of Canada through the Department of Canadian Heritage, the BC Arts Council, the Government of British Columbia, and our good friends at Country Grocer. We love Country Grocer, don't we? I'm not saying I'm one of the thrifties guys, but I'm just saying I like Country Grocer. Be careful. So we are celebrating not just the beautiful and thoughtful exhibition of the artists from our San Juan region, but also this very special collaboration and partnership between three organizations: the San Juan Island Museum of Art, and represented here by Barbara Cox. I don't know where Barbara is. Barbara, right over here. Welcome, Barbara. The Salt Spring Community Arts Council, represented by Yael. Yael Wan, we all know beautiful Yael. And of course, our team here at Art Spring. I want to really give a special thanks to Yael and Barbara and the work and the way they've coordinated their small but mighty teams to make this happen. And a special thanks to Anna Zool, right over here, and Kirsten Bolton, who's been the communications leads on all of this. And it all sounds so easy. And I'll just leave it at that. It's been really fascinating, and it's been really interesting to kind of imagine, two organizations, particularly Salt Spring Arts and Art Spring, working together on a shared objective, and really about the enrichment of our community. And this is something that we're really excited about and excited to actually see where this relationship can really take to us. As we say, the sum is always greater than all the parts. Now this project began, I was going to say a few years ago, but actually Barbara reminded me this was like 5 years ago when this really started the conversation and the idea of this. And I only joined Art Spring a couple of years ago, and I'll just say that I recognized when it was put on my desk, this project, that this was going to be something special. And this was something that I really wanted to embrace when I really thought about what Art Spring should be saying yes to. And so I think this is very much a groundbreaking opportunity for us. This is, many of you may know, this is the first ever international exhibition that we've ever done here at Art Spring. So it has a lot of the sort of firsts attached to it. And I remember early on in our meetings, we were meeting every month or so. Boy, were they interesting. And I remember when the name Archipelago was brought forward as, what do we call this exhibit? And it just made so much sense. I remember looking in the Zoom camera, and we all kind of nodded and just said, yeah, that makes so much sense for not just the reason of the region in which we're in, but particularly thinking about the geography that connects us. Obviously the coast and the seas. Obviously we are on unceded territory of the Coast Salish people, and we honor that relationship, understand the importance of that stewardship of land and the relationship that we have with our Indigenous peoples, and the importance of honoring and caring for that land together. I'm pleased to introduce Maya Modeste from the Stakai Learning Center. When I was speaking with Maya about coming here, and I was explaining to and describing to Maya the project that we undertook, I began to even more deeply understand, after speaking with you, Maya, about the intrinsic relationship between the Gulf Islands and the San Juan Islands, and how critical, not just critical, how important that relationship is in that shared understanding of the importance of caring for the land together. And what you shared with me, and I learned pretty quickly, that we don't have a border, and that we're really fully connected. So the idea of archipelago, art from the coast to the sea, makes so much sense. Please welcome my guest from the Stick Island.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to begin by introducing myself in my traditional language, which is Halkaminam. That's the language of the Cowichan people. And to put it into perspective, there's about 96 dialects of Halkaminam. So it's quite vast. So I'll share my introduction and then share what it means in English afterwards. Ait sgwael, siem na siea, maya modest, dana snape, salatia, swalmoch ach snape, tenit danat qua mutsen, mich na main, Chris Modest, mich na tain, Brianna Thorne, Sol Seatla, Deb E. Ron George, E. Seatla, Diane Modest, E. Seatla, Wes Modest. So what I just shared with you is good day, my honored friends and relatives. My English name is Maya Modest, and my traditional name is Salatia, and I come from the village of Quamachin in Cowichan Territory. My mom is Brianna Thorne, and my dad is Chris Modest, and on my mom's side, my grandparents are Deb and Ron George, and on my father's side, my grandparents are Diane Modest and late Wes Modest. And I introduce myself in that way because that's a teaching of mine, and many First Nations people. You have to introduce who you are, where you come from, who your parents and grandparents are, because that's all part of you. And how I present myself here in this space reflects on my community and my family. And that is very important to me and to all First Nations communities. So firstly, I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming here today and for making the journey. I know some journeys were farther than others, and I'm really grateful everybody got here safely. I also would like to welcome you to the shared territory of the Cowichan, Penelchit, and Sayot Mestimo. So this island is a shared territory. And where we are right now, Ganges, as we know it, the traditional name is Shiahwit. And that village name, Shiahwit, means the hollow place. But really it was a hub for nations to come together and trade and share and rest and whatever needed to be done. So I thought it was all too fitting that we're gathered here today to share art with one another. I also wanted to say that I truly believe that you can tell how successful a village is by the art that's produced in the culture. And because art takes time and patience and teachings, among many, many other things. So it's, to me, I can see here today that all of us are from a successful village by the art that's here today. So again, thank you so much for being here, for making the journey, and I hope that everybody gets home safely afterwards. So, Haitzapka.
Minister Lana Popham, who is our Provincial Minister of Tourism, Arts, Culture, and Sport, was hoping to attend but was in the last minute called away. So she sent the following message of welcome and remarks. So I'm just going to read that from her message. On behalf of Premier David Eby and the Government of British Columbia, welcome to the opening of Archipelago, Contemporary Art of the Salish Sea. As the first international visual art exhibition for Art Spring, this is a momentous occasion. This collaboration with the San Juan Islands Museum of Art and Salt Spring Arts speaks to a thriving, internationally connected arts and cultural sector in our province. BC's arts and cultural sector plays an important role in driving innovation, productivity, and entrepreneurship. This contributes to healthy and vibrant communities, provides opportunities for British Columbians to build a good life for themselves and their families. The BC government is committed to supporting a strong arts and cultural sector that promotes the value of creativity and encourages collaborations such as this one. And we are excited to champion British Columbia's artists outside of the province as well. I applaud each of them and the Salt Spring Arts and San Juan Islands Museum of Art for bringing this exhibition to life. As well, congratulations and thank you to all the artists. There's an exclamation point there. Your contributions are vital to creating a vibrant, strong, and dynamic arts and cultural sector. Exhibits like this not only bring international attention, but also contribute to Salt Spring Island's growing arts scene and heightens BC's profile as a world-class arts and cultural destination. I wish you continued success in your careers. Sincerely, Anna Papa. Thank you. I'm pleased to, that MLA Adam Olson is able to be with us. Adam Olson was first elected to the Legislative Assembly in 2017 and re-elected, congratulations again, in 2020. Of course, he represents the electoral district of the Saanich North and the Islands. Adam has a deep love and respect for his home on the Salish Sea and is an advocate and facilitator as he's committed to great governance and improving public participation to strengthen all aspects of the community and province. Please welcome MLA Adam Olson.
Sahanap Tinatame, Slays Vineth Kusevich, Wathatla My name is Sahanap. I'm from the Chocolate Village, Sark Village in the Kusevich territory. Salatia, thank you for your beautiful welcome and to this incredible place we know now as Salt Spring. My father's name is Sewisut. Sewisut is a name that comes from Main Island, or is associated with Main Island, which is another one of the Gulf Islands here in this beautiful archipelago. And my grandfather, Tauquilam comes from the San Juan Islands, Mitchell Bay in San Juan Island. And as I was sharing earlier, and as has been already acknowledged, the borders that have been drawn here have divided our families in ways that make no sense to this place. And so it's wonderful to see the coming together of the artists in this place, and I completely agree with Salatia that the wealth of a community is largely reflected in its ability to create art, and how we adorned our ritual and our sacred items were largely a reflection of our ability to collect and distribute important resources. And as you can see in the Salish Sea, that we have an incredibly refined art. And one of my cousins, Chaz Elliott Tomasin, is in Man Hall right now. And we were here, I think, a few months ago, where my uncles, Tomasin Thut and Jacinton, were here to share, I think, some of the art of the family that I'm a part of. And so it is always wonderful to be here on Salt Spring Island, and it's always wonderful to engage a community. We've been here all day. I went for a bike ride earlier and got a good shower in the rain, and that was welcome. So I'm just still warming up. But one of the things that I'll say before I hand the microphone over is how encouraged I am that the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture is my friend, Lana Popham, and the person that I share much of the Kusevich territory with, although it is important to acknowledge that my riding is also a place where our relatives from Penelakut, our relatives from Cowichan also had important places. But I share Kusevich, Saanich, with Lana Popham, and we've been friends for a long time, and I think as the former Minister of Agriculture, she did a phenomenal job, and I'm encouraged that she's now the Minister responsible for arts, because she takes this job that she has as Minister very seriously, and I will be taking the message back and the reminder that our government promised to double our arts funding, to double hasn't quite happened yet. He says as he looks into the camera. However, the reminder will be there, and I will be there to support Lana and her incredible work on behalf of arts and culture in our beautiful province. Thanks, Christina.
We have the pleasure of having in attendance board members of all the organizations that are involved in this wonderful collaboration. Of course, a very special welcome to our guests from San Juan who sailed up over the last couple of days. Mother Nature had his way with them, but they eventually all got here, and to your point, they all got here nice and safe and sound, and we're thrilled that they are here. As I mentioned at the outset, this is a very unique partnership and collaboration. So representing the board of directors for the three organizations are the chairs of the boards. And I want to please welcome to say a few words, the San Juan Islands Museum of Art Board Chair, Linda Chowdhury.
Here she is.
Great. And Salt Spring Arts Chair, Julie Kimball. And she's here. And Art Spring Board Chair, Sandra Heath. Great. My God, can you say a few words?
The watchword for me tonight is thank you. My goodness, what a blessing and a privilege to be here surrounded by such beautiful and powerful art. It's so wonderful to see that as these two collaborations have come together and will meet again in the fall, which is so exciting for us in Friday Harbor. It's a thing of beauty, and our artists are proud to be displaying here. We look forward to welcoming the artists from here, and I just say enjoy the evening, meet the artist, and fall in love with the work. Thank you.
There's not too much more I can say other than to emphasize what Howard has already said, and certainly Linda, and just to say that this is a monumental undertaking and of such significance, and on so many different levels. And it started, as Howard said, years ago. And I want to just give a little plug to two volunteers from the Salt Spring Arts Council who actually planted the seed of this idea with Barbara Cox. And I'm not quite sure what the relationship was there. It was a friendship, but it has evolved and blossomed into something incredible. Howard also mentioned that to bring something like this together takes a lot of people. And I want to give special thanks to the staff here at Art Spring. The staff, some of whom I met and had a delightful lunch with two chairs today, or the chair and the treasurer of the San Juan Arts Council today. It was nice to get to know that end of this collaboration. And of course, our team at Salt Spring Arts. And it really is is that Barbara clapping?
Barbara.
I saw you from behind. So. And of course, I just want to mention, I know that our curators will be speaking, but of course, it has been days and days of hard work of our two curators, Richard Steele and Patrick McClellan, and I've been following them on Instagram, and I think they've done such an incredible job of posting this entire journey on Instagram. And I have felt your blood, sweat, and tears. So thank you and enjoy.
Okay, who hasn't been thanked? I think it's been just an amazing evening so far, and I'm not going to speak for very long because I stand between you and the curators, who are really the people that you are here to see. I just want to say a final thank you to everyone in the room tonight. We have artists, we have board members, we have community members. It's unbelievable
that you have all showed up with all the conflicting things that are happening tonight. So thank you for that, and thank you for your love of the arts, because that's what draws this community together. And we're constantly fighting the battle for funding, where is he? On a number of different fronts. And you know, your presence here tonight really is a strong support and real evidence of the value of art and the difference it makes in our community. So thank you for being here, and I'll turn you back to the real part of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your remarks. So many of you attended the beautiful celebration and opening last week at Mann Hall. Of course, the annual Spring Art Show. As part of this Archipelago exhibition featuring the Gulf Island artists who will be exhibiting down in San Juan next September. And that show runs until April 30th. And I'm sure those of you who would attest that, who've seen the show already, it'll take a few visits for that show to really absorb. I think it's one of those kinds of feelings of the depth and the beauty of the 6 featured artists who are with us today. You know, the Inuit definition of art, that which it says, that which is looking at again and again. I think that was really wonderful about the opportunity to have such an extended run. This run here at Art Spring will run through to May 24th. So the Spring Art Show was curated by Richard Steele and Patrick McCowan. And of course they're doing double duty because they also curated this exhibition here at Art Spring. Those of us here at Art Spring owe a huge debt of gratitude. We're not really in the business of doing visual arts exhibition. And their guidance and their thoughtfulness really benefited us greatly, giving us a deeper understanding of what is needed and what it takes to actually mount a show of this size and scope. So my great gratitude to you both for your guidance and support. It's my pleasure to introduce the curators of both the Spring Art Show and of course this one here at Art Spring, Richard Steele and Patrick McCowan.
Well, hello everyone. We're very tired. Julie, you very kindly said it's been days of blood, sweat, tears. It's actually a couple of years. But, you know. So no, we're so happy to be at this point, and we are so pleased with how Mark Hall turned out, and we are so wonderfully happy with this room and everyone who's in it right now. It is such a joy to work with this work and to see all those faces I've seen on Zoom and seen in person as well, and to welcome you here. You're like old friends already. It's just fantastic. One of the things I love is this cultural exchange. The artists are staying with Salt Spring artists. There's a bond growing. I just think it's fantastic. And the work is spectacular. And we are going to introduce the artists very, very briefly in a minute. Patrick, say something.
You kind of took what I was going to say. I just want to thank 7 people. I want to thank, I'm Patrick McCowan, curator. I want to thank the 6 artists whose work I have the honor to work with. I'm an artist myself, and I love the idea we've talked tonight about the notion of the border being so meaningless. And I didn't get a chance to go see the artists originally because that's a border I didn't get by. So today was the day to meet many of the artists, and as an artist myself, it's family when you meet someone. When you spent weeks, months looking at their work, you spent a week hanging their work, every intricate part of the work, then you finally get a chance to meet the person who created the work, and you know what they went through, and they know what you went through. No border exists at that moment, and it's a kindred connection. It is why I'm so honored to be part of this event. And the last person I want to thank is, where do you go? Richard. We've been through a lot in the last couple of weeks and the months prior, and I couldn't have hoped for a better person to work with, so I want to thank you for that. And I thank you all for coming tonight.
I suppose I have to thank Patrick. So, the artist, which is really why we're here, I would like to say, Glenn, I can see you, Glenn, all the way. so enthusiastic through the whole process, the last 18 months anyway, and her prints are here and they're fantastic and everyone loves them. Thank you. Tom, wherever you are. Okay, go ahead, Tom. Tom and I have been communicating quite a lot, and Tom lives on the top of a mountain on San Juan, Katy Mountain, I believe. Yeah. And we fantasize about a new project of sending Morse code from the top of Katy Mountain to Mount Maxwell, and then filming it by drone, and then going to other islands. And, wouldn't that be cool? That's lovely, the connection there. And Tom does the stonework you see around, and it is just fantastic. Thank you, Tom. Joe Miller. Wherever you are, Joe, you're... Okay, well that's fine. He's wonderful and he should know it. And these are 3 of his paintings and other ones, and he's just fantastic and the sweetest man you could ever meet. Real pleasure to work with. Okay, Raven, I can see you in your much admired hat. Raven is the glass artist and is just spectacular with the work. I mean, I have a particular favourite of this group, and it blows my mind. I think it's wonderful, and you're such a nice person. And you've designed a fantastic studio. It's just, yeah, wonderful, and thank you so much. It's a real pleasure and honour to have you here with us. Thank you for coming. Okay, so Danielle. There you are. Danielle, I've known from some of the organising meetings earlier, and her work, she has the giant Salish Sea, the iconic image at the back there, and other smaller, very sensitive, very, very lovely pieces. Danielle came early and helped with the installation, and she came with little Josie and Tom, and it's just fantastic to see you and have you here. Welcome here. Thank you. Joe, you missed it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we said you're wonderful and lovely, and shall I repeat it all?
Joe Miller, everybody.
Yay! And then we have Reve, who is here, and it is such a pleasure to see you here. I know it's been a tough couple of weeks, probably, building up, but you made it. You made it, and look so glamorous. So Reve is going to say a couple of words on behalf of the artist, and her work is dramatic, it is bold, it is incredibly skilled. She is a mark maker. Much of her other work is abstract, but you can see patterns in this collection here that really reflect that. And you can see how she's informed, how she's including humor as well as real life and stuff that happens to people and animals. Reve, please come and join us.
You don't have to guess which is my work. Can you guess? I'm here just to express the sincere gratitude of all of the artists that came from San Juan, who are also my friends. We are honored to be invited to come here. I view this part of the evening as the visual communication that's going on between us and you, and between us and us. And tomorrow we're going to have the verbal communication when we have the symposium. Does the first one start at 10?
10:30.
10:30. Okay, 10:30 tomorrow morning. Thank you for coming. Thank you for looking at the work. And I guess we'll be available for a little while yet to talk about it. Thank you much.
Okay, thank you.
Richard
Patrick and Richard, for such a professional, beautiful design of this potpourri of work. It's so varied and dissonant, and yet they make it flow just beautifully. It's a wonderful job.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much for attending tonight. Please introduce yourself to the artists from the Gulf Islands and San Juan, obviously. So as Reve mentioned, tomorrow is Earth Day. We will be hosting 2 artist talks, one here at 10:30 and at 2 p.m. over at Man Hall. So I also just want to say, guided by the always smiling gallery manager, Zoe Zephyris, who I don't know where she's around here somewhere, right over there. I just want to thank you, Zoe, for managing all of this on both sides. But she's also managing our many volunteers that will be here serving everyone who comes to both Man Hall and here at Art Spring. And I just want to thank our volunteers for really taking the time and supporting us. It's really such a critical part of the way in which we engage, and their dedication means so much to all of us here. So really just join me in thanking our volunteers. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Please enjoy the exhibition. Please come back here at Matt Hall. We look forward to seeing you. Have a lovely evening. Thank you very much.